gag me, take me to the bunny ranch. People dying, kill me in the packing house. Even you have to win
Animation. Come on.
That wasn't that bad this week.
No, thanks.
I'm Matt Cohen. Welcome to Bunny Ears. As always, joined by our illustrious host,
Rory Culkin.
Rory Culkin. I love your work in Scream
4.
9. Yeah. Oh, okay. There have been a lot of Scream movies.
Yeah,
he was really good in that, though.
Yeah. No.
Talented kid, that Rory Culkin.
I know. No spoilers.
Wish
but
I was podcasting
but
with
at the
him.
same time, he was totally the killer.
Oh, yeah, no spoilers. he murdered all them kids.
He wasn't in Scream 5 because he was too old.
And you hear
Too
that
old. He
voice.
aged out.
Who could it be but Stuart P. Miller from Columbus, Ohio?
Hello.
Hey.
What's up, Stu?
How's it going?
Don't ask me personal questions on the show.
Yeah, I know. That's weird,
I'm
dude.
sorry.
Why are you all like personal?
We like to do themed episodes on this program from time to time, and we've actually talked about this subject quite a few times on this show, Warren. You know it as well as we do. It's animated programs. We love them.
Animations.
Come on,
Come
right?
on.
Yeah. I thought you were doing Kids Incorporated. Do you remember that?
Yes.
Kids Incorporated.
Come on.
Yeah. Come on. So we're going to talk about like animated shows we love and have loved and will love. And we have a very special guest to do it with us this week. How would I describe this man? What? Oh, you don't look anywhere, man. It's just audio. It's audio.
Yeah,
Just look talking to that
Yeah,
thing.
this is an audio format.
How would I describe this man to someone who doesn't know him? First off, I would say
Handsome.
he's
Cameras are
handsome.
hidden.
He's tall, dark, handsome.
He's tall, dark, handsome, most
And fit as
importantly,
shit.
Fit as shit, and Dolph Ziggler's brother, which is how he wants. It's in his rider that he needs to be introduced as that. Those are the five things.
Yeah. And by the way, did your brother ask about me?
That's why I was late. We were on the phone. He had a lot of questions.
He had a lot of questions about me.
Who doesn't?
Dig it.
No, but seriously, Ryan has been
A lot
good,
of personal questions, like, how's he doing? I was like, fucking back off, man.
Yeah, back off, man.
Listen to the pod.
What's he
Ziggler.
wearing?
It's too far. He takes it too far. Thank you for having me.
You want to? Hey,
Keep going.
hey,
Matt.
Marks, you want to know why he doesn't win that championship? Because he takes things too far. All right. Ziggler's holding back Ziggler. We love you, Dolph Ziggler. But also, Ryan, you are a good friend of mine, and you are also a wrestler in your own right. You are Briley Pierce, formerly of FCW and NXT fame, and currently what Tommy Dreamer called the best heel in SoCal indie scene.
Oh, that's such a small little. Oh man, the first time you told me,
That makes you sound so small.
I didn't know there was a geographical qualifier.
Are you
there.
You're just the best heel in America?
I
we're
know.
back in the territory era now.
Yeah, man.
Great. Thanks.
You're a wrestler. You are.
You're welcome, Tully Blanchard.
You are. Stu doesn't know all this stuff. You're a comedian.
Oh,
Yes.
Stu.
I'm sorry.
You're too busy
Stu's
asking
out
how
of
he's
loop.
doing.
Yeah.
You have a monthly show called Flying Chuck that you do with an amazing bunch of improvisers and other wrestler. Is he still doing it?
Yeah, John Morrison.
Okay, I didn't know he still did it.
TNA Impact. Lucha
Johnny
Underground,
Nitro.
Mundo.
Multiple times WWE, some sort of champ.
EC. Don't they
ECW
say it on the
champ.
show? Yeah.
We
He's doing
do-
Impact. He's
He's doing everything. And Lucha Underground.
At the
All
time
over
of
the
this
place.
recording.
Yeah.
And you do a comedy show in Hollywood, and you are also a writer. You've published novels.
Oh man, it's too
And
much.
also, you publish on our website,
BunnyEars.com.
Well, a friend of yours named Piper Jackson, right?
I connected the two of
You're the
you,
conduit. Like Piper doesn't.
And I need my finder's fee.
Yes,
We're working on
exactly.
it.
Yeah,
Stu, talk to
speak
Stu.
for him.
Yeah,
Yes.
sorry about that.
Talk to
I'll get
Stu.
on it.
You're a comedian and a wrestler and a writer. What else do you do? Anything? Actor?
You're a catch-all.
I catch.
You were in a Taco Bell
I
commercial.
was in a Taco Bell commercial. I love dogs.
He does love dogs.
There you go. There you go.
You're also an artist, and you do dog
I like to
portraits.
paint dogs.
And
What else
they're
do
really
you do?
great.
Do you like the smell of grass?
I
Freshly
like to
cut
take
grass?
a handful of grass once a week, crush it up and smell it, and that's my dessert for the
That's
week.
your dessert.
That's
There
your
you
cheat
go.
day.
Once a week.
Yeah, there
Once
you
a
go.
week. You're a fellow Ohioanite. How does
Hell
that
yeah,
work?
Ohioan.
No
Ohioan.
kidding.
You knew that.
I did, but
Okay.
this was going to segue.
You guys gonna
into
fist bump or
where
what?
are you from in Ohio?
At the top, Cleveland.
The top. All right, good.
What I
good.
call the top.
You know what I once thought was in Ohio?
Cedar Point. It
no,
is.
Springfield, because there's an episode of The Simpsons.
There is a
and
Springfield,
segue.
Ohio.
Yeah, but I thought it was that Springfield because you guys remember Ryan, you're a huge Simpsons fan. We're all huge
I am.
Simpsons fans.
There's a Shelbyville just south of Ohio in Kentucky.
When I was a little kid, I tried to go on a map and find a Springfield that was also close to a show. This was like pre-internet. I tried to do the sleuthing work on my own.
Right.
I think Illinois was the best
They have a good Springfield.
right?
Yeah.
And they have Shelbyville
the
within like.
capital.
It's the capital.
Yeah.
But there's that episode where you think it's finally get revealed, and Marge is giving out the address on the phone, and
Oh,
she's
yeah.
like, "It's one green. What's the number?
Well, okay, so it's
Evergreen
742
Terrace.
Evergreen Terrace,
Evergreen
Springfield.
Terrace.
Oh, hi, Ahmad." And then she sees her in the window next door. Yeah, almost had me.
Yeah, they do that a couple of times. They
Oh,
do
yeah.
like the map point where it's, Homer thinks he starts pointing towards Illinois, and
And then this isn't Maggie's
says
head
it's
or
nowhere
Lisa's
near
head gets
that.
in the way
Yeah.
of the map, so we
They
can't see
also
where he's
say
pointing at.
There's a point where all 4 states around Springfield touch each other, and it's like Maine, Nevada.
Washington,
Like-
where the 4 states meet.
So how did you guys? When did you first discover The Simpsons?
I just realized that it's been on, if you include the Tracy Ullman show, for like 31 years, apparently.
Yeah.
I,
Well, 89, so yeah, whatever it
I
is.
was trying to do the math. I shouldn't be able to remember that, but I remember watching the little bits on the Tracy Ullman show.
Wow, we're all getting old then.
I know.
guess.
I'm old as fuck. You saw it on the Tracy Ullman show?
Yeah, I remember not understanding the humor on Tracy Ullman show because I was way too young. But I was like, "There's those cartoon guys, yeah," and it was like the shortest little clips, and they were so shitty. But
Are you
Yeah,
not,
they were dirty,
Are
yeah.
you not like my exact age, if a little younger? How old are you?
33.
I'm 33. Tracy Ullman show was on when we were kids.
Oh yeah, it was on me. That's
It was 88, 89.
So you were like 4 years old and watching the Tracy Ullman show?
because it was a big deal in my family when the Simpsons they had a Christmas episode.
That
was
that's the
the
first.
premiere.
That's
Yeah.
the first episode.
And so then it was kind
Yeah.
of like, oh man, this is its own thing. Hell yeah! Now I just get to see the cartoon part.
Simpsons roasting on an open fire.
yes,
Yep,
good
that's
for
right.
you,
Wow, look
buddy.
at you.
Yeah.
You guys, so here's and
Way to
Ryan,
Google, bro.
Ryan knows this. I was upset. Like I'll say the first 12 seasons of Simpsons, it was my favorite show of all time. I'll show you a notebook later I made where I like wrote all out the lyrics to all the songs and made bios for all the characters.
I've seen this notebook.
Lisa, it's your birthday.
I
and
bought
all kind of stuff,
every
yeah.
bongo comic. I had every piece of merchandise. And then when I first saw South Park, I haven't seen a new episode of Simpsons in probably like 17 years. I'm one of those guys.
Well, I mean,
who stopped
it's
at
been
like
on for
season
that
12.
long. Yeah, 17
But-
years isn't that long.
But that
It's
being
only
said,
half the series.
That's what I mean. But that being said, at one day in my life, I will have like 20 years of new Simpsons to watch, which will be cool.
That's gonna be awesome.
And I'm not one of those people that go like, "Well, the Simpsons sucked after season 12."
It bounced back.
I just stopped watching it.
Do you know about Tamako?
I do.
Tamako is a
So
great
what
episode.
season is that? I saw it through Fish. What?
That's like 6, 7 seasons, something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah, it's 7
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's
Oh,
like,
then I
yeah.
definitely know Tobacco. Yeah. I mean,
Tamako.
Season
Tamako.
11 is really good. I went back and watched a bunch of those recently.
I think the last one I watched when it aired live was they got a tennis court in their backyard,
Oh, nice. I know that episode.
and I was like, not for me.
Which one was that? What else happened?
I can't remember exactly what the plot line is around that, but Marge and Homer put a tennis court in their
Yes.
backyard, and people start coming over to play.
I don't remember tennis.
Yeah.
Damn it.
They do that, and they've got the pool. That's another
I
episode.
just watched
like,
the trampoline one. That's
Trampoline.
oh man.
Like as a 5-year-old boy, when it started 89, right?
yeah,
I think 89.
Yeah,
it was
so
89.
I was like 5 or 6. I definitely watched the first season. I
80s.
related more to Bart Simpson more than anyone ever had in my entire life, and so much so that my parents would use the line from the first episode, and still to this day do, where it's the I'm paraphrasing, but it's another year's gone by for the Simpsons. The
letter.
Homer's doing great at work.
Yeah.
Maggie's Lisa's getting all A's. Maggie got her first teeth, and Bart. We love Bart. I've always been a we love Matt. So like, even at an early age,
Oh,
I was
and
like,
by the way, like
that's my dude. And I remember one of my first memories is I must have been 5 or 6, and this old man who lived in my neighborhood was talking to my dad on our front porch, and my dad went, "Matthew, come meet Mr. Jenkins." And he said, "Nice to meet you, son. What's your name?" And I said, "I'm Bart Simpson. Who the hell are you, man?"
Oh,
Nice.
man.
And the guy like turned white. You know what I mean? So yeah, that was like Bart was my first guide to life. So much so that I love Bart Simpson's Guide to Life. That was like my favorite book ever.
I have it.
The map at the end where he draws his dream house. Do you know what I'm talking about? In the end of that,
I've been saving it. I have it though.
you haven't read the book yet?
Save it.
Oh, Ryan Nemeth.
Oh yeah, no, that's
I have
that's
two,
that's
It's
shitter
classic. Yeah.
2 different Simpsons books I'm saving.
So I
us too.
loved Simpsons was like a major part of my early DNA. What about you, Stu Boy?
Yeah, actually, you're talking to Mr. Simpson right over here.
I don't know. I mean, these two, I would put it. Ryan loves The Simpsons so much so that for a long time, Ryan would text me. He watches Simpsons every day when it airs, right? And,
Whether airing or not, yeah.
and he'll text me clips, like little like one joke clips on his
Yeah,
phone
yeah.
that he videoed clearly.
I do that too.
And each one would end with,
Ryan laughing at the joke.
I would send it too fast, and I'm in a rush to get this material out there. You know?
And everyone would go.
Yeah, I started getting that from a few people, and I was like, all right.
My favorite part was when the buildings fell down.
I didn't think it was going to fall down.
You love to quote Simpsons. How did Simpsons enter your life?
I remember that premiere episode. I remember I was working on a report on the presidents for my teacher, Sarah Kirby.
Which president?
All of them.
Oh, nice.
And I during the commercial
Even
breaks,
Millard Fillmore.
I would run back to the dining room to do.
William Henry Henderson. He died in 30 days. Look at see Simpsons.
I would run back during the commercial breaks to do it, but it was like a big family event in my house to watch that episode. And then for the first year, my oldest brother used to refer to my younger brother as Bart, and my younger brother used to refer to my older brother as Homer.
And you were Maggie?
No, I didn't get anybody, which used to piss me off. But then a couple of
you
years later,
this
kid
left
and
out
I-
Simpsons.
this kid and I started hanging out.
This goes
and-
to Bort.
And that way, I am bored.
We're all out of the board. I just watched that one too. Oh man.
My son's name is also Bort.
Excuse me, are you talking to me?
That's impossible.
No, but that was that first time that you and I hung out. You're like, I was like, yeah, I got to go home. I got to go catch The Simpsons. And you were like, you like Simpsons? We
Yeah,
can
it's
watch
like the first day
Simpsons.
we met in high school.
Whoa, what a great day.
You
Yeah,
have
yeah.
braces? I too have braces.
I also have braces.
Oh, this is going to be a
Beavis
fun
and
episode,
Butthead.
guys.
Yeah.
We can all go there already.
But and I used to have all the books like about the seasons before there were IMDb. Warren, there was a book of the seasons of the
All
Simpsons.
you have to do is
that
go
had
to Urbane
trivia
Outfitters,
and
you can find one.
Urbane.
Urbane Outfitters. How urbane of them.
I love all the signs around town at
So,
Simpsons.
my favorite
Yes.
Simpsons sight gag of all time, and it's kind of a racist one, but it's either when they go to Japan or
Go on.
China, and they drive by a building and it says "Toys L Us."
Yeah, I remember that.
And for some reason, that's the one that always sticks
Yeah.
out in my head. Yeah.
I like 50 million smokers can't be wrong.
What about you, Mac? How did you first get into The Simpsons?
Pope Buddy's Nerfect.
First season guy or early on?
Yeah, first season. Tracy Ullman show. The whole kind of works.
What am I talking about? You were fucking basically on The Simpsons because the
Twice.
black and white video premiered directly after The Simpsons, didn't it? Or
I think
before?
it did. I remember
it being like
connected.
a big event. Yeah.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Do you remember that video now?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually
Yeah.
when they showed the whole thing with the panther
Oh.
and everything.
Yes, that
Yeah.
like 15
Talking about
video.
animation.
Wait, that wasn't a real
was
panther?
that panther
Don't
was
do this to
it was
me.
animated.
Don't ruin everything for us, man. I thought that panther lived in Neverland Ranch. He's still there.
Actually, you remember at the end of that video, they do the whole thing when they like see a bunch of heads like with a white wall behind
Yeah,
them.
switching
they turn their
between
head,
black
and
and
they
white,
switch.
yeah.
You remember Tyra Banks?
Yeah.
Yeah, Tyra Banks was in that.
Really?
Whoa.
Yes, Tyra Banks was
One
one,
of
of
the
the people.
heads?
That's pretty
Yeah,
cool.
yeah. She whips her head around.
Where are those other heads now? Check bunnyears.com for a new article.
yeah.
The heads
Where-
from the black
where-
and white video. Where are they now?
Where are the heads
Man,
now?
that's a cool video. I forgot about that.
And do you remember the premiere when they did do the Bartman?
Yeah,
Yep.
of course.
They treated it like a big deal for the Bartman premiere music video.
Apparently, Michael wrote that too.
Michael Jackson wrote "Do the Bartman."
I mean, that's That's
awesome.
That's the word on the street.
I
pretty
like
cool.
the little, if he did, I really like the little like shout out to himself.
To himself.
Yeah,
Yeah,
if you can do the Bart, you're bad like Michael Jackson.
Oh, wait a
It's like,
minute.
"Ow."
Maybe he did write it. Yeah. And one more Michael note on about The Simpsons. As a kid, I thought that was Michael Jackson in the Michael Jackson episode, and I was devastated to learn that that wasn't him singing "Happy Birthday, Lisa."
Is that not him?
No, he apparently and I don't know nothing. From
Non-canonical. He
nothing,
wouldn't
but
know.
at the same time, he did write the song.
That's awesome.
Yeah, he didn't actually sing it. He didn't
Oh
actually do
man,
the
I thought he
voice.
did sing it and just
See,
didn't want
the
his
voice-
name credited or
No,
something.
That's what I thought,
because
too.
It's
no,
not
he
his
was,
voice,
He was
like-
signed with a different company, kind of thing, and so like he couldn't really do anything with Fox.
So
and
he was
it's-
pretty into The Simpsons in
Yeah,
general.
yeah.
That's
No,
cool.
I mean, he wrote 2 songs for them.
Yeah.
like, and
But-
like, lended like his
Sweet.
There's-
oeuvre to them.
There is a joke in a later season where they want to go see the Itchy and Scratchy movie, and at one point Lisa says, "Oh my gosh, there were so many celebrity cameos: Dustin Hoffman, Michael Jackson. They didn't use their real names, but you could tell it was them."
Yeah, that's funny.
And I thought that was because of the fact that Dustin Hoffman didn't use his real name
On the Mr. What's
and
his name?
whoever the Michael
The
Jackson
teacher that
character
Lisa
was.
Teacher.
Oh, what was the teacher's
with
name?
the horse pictures. and all.
Mr. Nordstrom. Mr. Nordstrom.
No, was
no.
it
Nordstrom? I don't know.
That's the store.
We don't have to. Nerdlinger.
Bergstrom. Mr. Bergstrom.
Bergstrom.
Ooh, yeah. You know what? I feel comfortable with that.
That was Dustin Hoffman?
Yep.
I
Yeah.
thought that was Elliot Gould.
And he
'Cause he looks like Elliot Gould.
And what was the note? What was the note that he wrote? to Lisa?
you are Lisa Simpson.
Yeah.
That was the note.
There you go.
Favorite character, guys?
Favorite Simpsons character, or just character in general?
Simpsons character, and then we'll move on to our next show.
How about non-Simpsons? I was gonna say
How about Simpsons?
Butters.
Mr. Burns.
Oh yeah, what do you mean, the family or who? Anybody?
Anyone on the show that's
Anybody.
any ever appeared on the show. I don't mean it's from the Simpsons family. Who's your favorite character on the Simpsons program?
I love Burns.
You're a Mr. Burns
he's
guy?
So evil. I love it.
Yeah.
What about you, Culkin?
Oh, who, me?
How are you doing? I'm sorry.
His brother texted you.
I'm fantastic.
None of your
needs to know
damn
how you are.
business.
None of your business.
You can tell Dolph he's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, tell Dolph I'm fine. No, it's I'll say Millhouse.
That's Steve's too.
No, for real,
good
it really
choice.
is. It's the whole like, but my mom says I'm cool. Like,
Why did I have the bull, Bart? Why did I have the bull?
Mine really shifted over the years, and I think it landed oddly on Mo.
Okay.
Moses Lack
Mo
is great.
super underrated, and he's just the weirdest fucking guy in the world. And just the fact that he calls Marge Midge just makes me happy.
Oh, Midge, they're gonna take my thumbs.
He calls her Blanche in that. But Blanche.
They're gonna take my thumbs.
He was born a snake handler, and he'll die a
And he'll
snake
die a
handler.
snake handler.
He's just got like there's a panda in there at one point. Mo, like I would love to
Oh,
see
yeah.
the Mo show because there's the craziest shit happening in Springfield is happening inside of Mo's Tavern by
Yeah.
far.
In the back,
Yeah.
mostly,
Ooh la
yeah.
di da garage.
What do you call it?
A car hold.
What about you, Ryan?
I have a hard time answering this.
Okay.
Because I'll think of the first two. I think of are Lionel Hutz and Dr. Nick.
Yeah.
But then I think, well, of course, I love Bart and Homer the most. So I don't know.
Yeah. Pick the obscure one.
I also love Abe.
Yeah.
Nick Riviera. Dr.
What the
Nick.
what the hell is that?
Hi, everybody.
Hi, Dr. Nick. Who do we just say in terms of obscure ones? Because there are also ones like Abe Simpson. It was weird. It almost in the
I don't know that he's obscure.
but almost in the South Park effect, not obscure. Almost in the South Park effect of like Randy Marsh wasn't a real character for a few years,
And then it became
Right.
one. Yeah.
Homer got progressively stupider as the show went on, and
Yeah.
Abe got progressively funnier.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
at first he was just like, oh, "I'm an old man," and then
Yeah.
it gets to like, "What's our favorite?" Well,
There's an interesting story behind this, Nickel. Back in 1955, I believe it was, I'd gone downstairs to make myself a piece of toast.
I used to wear onion on our belt, which was the style at the time.
Style at the
There was an
time.
episode where it was like really short episodes everywhere around
Yeah,
town.
1,060 stories about Springfield or
think
whatever.
so.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
there's one
yeah.
where they need a quack doctor to save Abe. 'cause
I
he's
need
flipping
a
out.
quack. Yeah.
And Dr. Nick's just about to get like fined and fired and sued, and they go, "All right, send him in." And he's just making up these diseases. He has
Like a rickety tink or whatever. Like
Where
your
your skeleton
skeletons
tries to leave the body.
It was 19 dickety 2.
Oh, man.
The Kaiser stole our word for 20. The best. Is it still as good? Do you guys all still watch it?
I watch it.
Honestly, I'm actually a little off the wagon but at the same time, I actually like will see the clips
Right.
and the whole kind of thing. And it's like actually the show. I think it seems like it's bounced a little bit.
what about you,
It lost
Stu?
its footing.
Oh,
I'm in the same place as you, Matt. I stopped watching after season 12, not because it was like bad at all, just
There's
because
just so much other shit now.
Well,
That
my-
was new. It felt new, South Park, at least to me.
Well, life started happening.
Futurama
that's exactly
Okay,
what
well,
it was.
that never happened for me.
We all grew up and had
Life
jobs.
started
I just had other cartoons to watch.
I started watching South Park and watching the other shows and living, but still, The Simpsons was like when I would go off to college or people would like family would spread out, we would all just know we're all watching it on Sunday and then like talk about it the next day. That was like the way to kind of stay.
It was an anchor. I mean, it's
Yeah.
it's.
I still watch it.
Yeah,
I've-
water cooler talk kind
Yep.
of thing. You know,
I've
yeah.
never stopped. I'm still full in.
South Park. We've talked about it a little bit before, but let's transition. So I was Bart Simpson until I met Eric Cartman, and then I was like, "Oh, fucking Bart Simpson's a pussy."
You're skinny Jewish.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I was
Cartman.
Kyle, if anything. But South Park changed
it's
my
true.
life. South Park changed my life in the sense that like I didn't have cable at the time it came on,
Right.
And it was the only thing anyone could talk about in 6th grade. And my friend lent me a VHS of the Mr. Hanky episode, and that's the only episode I saw for a year, but I watched it like fucking 70 times, and I would fake conversations about the other episodes just because I wanted to be in the South Park conversation.
I did that one with the pig and elephant DNA. We had that on VHS. My little brother's friend brought it over.
Yeah.
And we just kept watching that over and over. And we didn't have cable.
Yeah, me too. So that was my only South Park.
Okay, you know what's bugging me? Is the fact that you didn't have cable in like the late 90s.
It wasn't the late 90s. What
Yeah,
year
it
did
was.
South
It
Park
was like
come out?
96,
96,
96,
probably.
97.
Maybe we just didn't have Comedy Central. We had HBO and
Were
shit.
you doing the rabbit ears antenna? Then?
No. I just
I
like
had to do that for a couple.
I don't
of
think I
years
had
with
cable.
a lot of
Simpsons.
people didn't have like Comedy Central.
I didn't.
Weirdly enough,
We got cable way later, and then I guess Comedy Central must have been an exciting. Oh, now we have this channel. Yeah.
Yeah, the one that just shows SNL repeats over and over and
Kids
over
in the
again.
Hall and SNL.
yeah,
But like
Kids in the Hall.
South Park was dangerous in a way that Simpsons never felt, and it was like, oh, I could get in trouble for watching this show. Parents don't like it. My mom bought me a cartoons kick-ass shirt, which was like the kids on it, and at school they made me take it off, and I was like, fuck yeah. It was
Did you just get naked?
It was my first like rebellious moment. They made me turn it inside.
You
out.
sure your nips?
Okay, I want to
See the nips right
Yeah,
now.
I cut little holes out from my nips only.
I've had people bring that up before, and I feel like what
About it being dangerous.
I think that what you don't understand is in the first 2 years of Simpsons, it was considered dangerous.
No, I get that.
Yeah.
Like, first of all, people were wearing shirts that say, "I'm Bart Simpson, who the hell are you?" and getting in trouble at school.
Because hell, you know.
And President Bush actually was like, the problem with this with this country is that we have too many people who are Simpsons watchers and not enough, and he named something else.
Actually, there was a Barbara Bush thing that came
Oh,
out.
was it Barbara Bush who said it?
Barbara
All
Bush
right,
said it.
power.
Oh, she wrote a letter to Marge or something?
Yeah, wrote a letter, and then
right.
Marge, like the writers, wrote a letter
yeah.
back to Barbara Bush, like in like the voice of Marge Simpson.
So here's my thing.
about how I'm trying to raise my family correctly and all kind of stuff. And then Barbara Bush replied and said, "I'm sorry about my loose tongue."
Well, so
Like that,
okay.
I misspoke.
Yeah, you gotta check.
So
Twitter.
Yeah,
while-
check it out.
while-
Al Jean posted it.
While people were losing their minds because Homer drank beer and Bart said the word hell, Cartman coerced Scott Tenorman's parents into getting.
No, he fed them.
Scott Tenorman's
To his
parents
parents.
after
To-
they had,
to Scott,
because
yeah.
after they had been shot.
Oh, I know.
So,
That's
like,
my favorite episode.
You know what I mean? So when I was like, "Oh, Cartman is fucking Hitler," this is the best show of all time, and that's a weird correlation. Don't just hear me out. On
Yeah,
that.
I'm just saying.
Yeah. I like the transition between Barbara Bush and that. Like, yeah, go on. No, keep going.
No, just South Park was like
That's gonna haunt you in like 20 years. That'll be all the one
the one
soundbite.
soundbite they play
Yeah.
when I run for president.
Yeah, write a letter about it, bro.
I'll write a letter to Marge Simpson. Hopefully, she'll write back.
She'll straighten it out. She's doing her best.
South Park was just like my everything, man. And like at first it was obviously Cartman, clearly, right? And but then it just transitioned to Butters and just the entire.
Have you
fucking
guys
show in
played The
general.
Stick of Truth?
Yes, and its follow-up game.
Yeah. Okay.
I have not.
It
I
looks
watched Milk play
it
it
looks
sometimes.
I have
fantastic.
played both. They are great games. Yeah.
Yeah, they look fantastic. I mean, because
The
the
new one's called
animation,
The Fractured Butthole.
the animation of the show lends itself to the animation of a video game.
Big time.
You're playing an episode of South Park.
Yes.
It's the coolest fucking thing ever.
Yeah,
it's
I've
really
wa-
funny because
Yeah.
they wrote it. It's there was
Apparently, it was this thick. You guys can't see me, but it's like 2 inches.
Do you remember the South Park game in the early '90s for N64 where it was like a first-person shooter
Yes.
and you would have to
Oh,
shoot like turkeys
it was
and
terrible.
shit, and it sucked.
I recently was watching Milk play that game actually because
Milk plays a lot of old
plays a
games.
lot of weird
Shout
old
out to
games.
Milk, I guess.
Milk.
I don't
Milk
know,
listen
but
to
yes.
I think so. While you make soup.
Check out his Let's Plays.
Milk should do some Let's Plays. But definitely those games are really fucking awesome. They're like everything you ever wanted from a South
Yeah,
Park game.
yeah.
You
So
know?
look, yeah, like that. I want to do that. I should hold a controller again.
And then bigger, longer, uncut was just like a huge moment, I think, in my life.
What I love
Now
it-
tell me about your South Park experiences.
I was actually going to say, what I love about Bigger, Longer, and Uncut is I think it's a great way to introduce somebody to South Park that doesn't get it, hasn't watched it before. Like, I've used that as a segue
Gateway.
into...
yeah, I mean, it's highbrow. I mean, like they use Les Mis as a template.
Yep.
I mean, it was nominated for best song. For the Oscars, like that kind of thing.
I think it's a great
legit.
movie that
Yeah.
like encapsulates what this show actually is. For me, South Park, I watched a few episodes here and there, but it wasn't until like 2007 or 8 when I just went through and I did a binge watch of like the first 8 seasons, and I was like, this show is fantastic. And
I just did that with the most recent seasons. I did like 4 seasons in a row, just laying in bed or in the bathtub, and it was like one of the greatest things ever.
yeah,
like,
it's really fun to do.
Yeah.
what about you? What about you, Ryan Nemeth? You a big South Park guy?
Yeah.
you like South Park.
I think in college is when I really started liking it because when does it come on? Wednesday nights, the new ones?
Yeah.
So we would have like the house would be like, all right, we would text all day long, like, hey man, tonight new South Park. Which that's a cool thing because I still probably when Milk will text me, like the only thing I get text about
is about new South Park.
But I will say I was going back and watching all the old ones or a lot of the old ones. For me, the old ones kind of have a hard time holding. It's like the opposite of The Simpsons, maybe for some people. Like the old ones in South Park are challenging for me.
First
to
2 seasons are tough of South Park.
Yeah, I mean, actually, the first 2 seasons of The Simpsons are the same kind
They're
of.
pretty
way.
rough. Yeah,
They're a little rough. Like
They didn't get it yet.
animation-wise.
But
They haven't
South
found their
Park-
voice and their footing yet.
It changes every few years, and the last 2 years have been wildly different.
Yes,
It's
I love
very
the
cool.
last
I
two.
really
Yeah.
like how
Yeah.
it's evolving and changing.
Yeah, they have a
Great.
narrative.
Yeah. So from the Seisho pot, what is it?
Sheepot Town.
From the Sheepot Town season on, where it was like this entire season is one. It's a serial show now.
Yeah.
No, it's when the kids fucking came to school one day and they're like, "Why does everyone remember what we did yesterday? What the fuck?" They're like, suddenly everyone cares about us.
So
Like,
especially with these recent seasons in mind, when I still will hear someone every few months, it'll come up in conversation, and someone will say, "You watch that show? It's just little kids saying bad words. It's so crude. It's so lowbrow." And I'm like,
Watch the show.
How in 2018 does someone still think that?
dumb.
How are you so closed-minded to possibly thinking like I don't know?
or just the conversation about cartoons being for kids in general.
Right,
So like my
same.
parents didn't watch Simpsons because they don't watch cartoons.
Yeah,
flat out.
by default, animation is supposed to be for children.
Yes.
Like,
Right.
by default,
according to
but-
some people.
Yeah, but at the same
What
time,
about all
it's
that
not.
porn of Marge Simpson and
Right?
You see that
Fist
Oh, yeah.
bump,
that
bro.
pops up all the time.
That's not for little kids.
I'm
I see
not
what you're
looking
saying.
for it.
That's-
Clearly for adults.
Clearly.
Since it shows up so much on my peripheral, I think they know.
How
So-
often is it showing up in your peripheral?
At least once a
time to
night.
time.
It's always in the banner ads.
There is always that one thing where she's got like the shower cap. Never mind. What's your South Park
What?
life like?
Yes. Actually, I started from the very beginning. Actually, it was one of those things where I lost it for like the last 4 seasons, and then again, I binge watched it and caught up. And the serial aspect of it was fantastic. And yeah, no, it's one of my favorite shows. It's
Now
one
I
of the
know-
best shows, like animated shows. I put it in my 3.
What is our favorite South Park
Yeah.
character?
Who wants to start?
I'll go.
Go.
Okay.
I'm a Butters guy.
Yeah.
Did I
Butters
steal
is a
yours?
good. No, it's
That's
a
a
good
great
one.
choice.
It's a good one.
I'm a Butters guy. The Butters solo episode,
Oh man, the best.
every kid on that show is fucked up except for Butters, who is possibly the most fucked up, but doesn't realize it.
I love the way he goes to the bathroom.
Yeah,
He goes
Pants
into the urinal,
down fully,
he's like-
yeah.
He pulls the pants all the way down to
And
his
he
ankles.
sings to his little wiener.
and like at least out of the 4 main kids, maybe not Kenny
Oh,
so
hey,
much.
little fella.
They all have happy family lives, whereas Butters' fucking dad is
Oh,
genuinely
that dad's
disturbing.
a psycho.
He's
man.
always grounded.
Yeah, I love Butters. Stu?
I did start out. I used to have a Kenny bumper sticker on my car, and it almost wished that somebody would hit the back fender of my car.
So you can say you killed Kenny.
So
Yeah,
I
you
could
killed
say
Kenny.
killed Kenny.
Oh, okay, I see it. I see it.
But for me, it's a toss-up
Lame.
between Butters and Stan's dad.
I was going. That's mine. I'm going
Randy.
Stan's dad.
Randy Marsh.
Yeah, Randy Marsh.
AKA Lord.
Stan?
Yeah, Stan.
AKA Lord, AKA Steamy Nicks.
Yeah, la la la. I am Lord. La la la.
My first,
Lord.
my
Lord,
first
Lord.
instinct choice is like Randy for sure, but then I'm realizing now how funny he is dealing with the mom. I think those two together, because I like her being constantly frustrated
Shelley?
with him.
No, Shelley's the
No,
daughter.
Shelly's the sister. What is Stan's mom's
Randy,
name?
like when she discovers him doing something just like caring for his big poop or whatever.
yeah.
Maybe her.
that one.
It's 14 Lardals.
It might be her, but it has to have to do with him, like in response to everything he does.
Shelley.
Shelley.
You're going with Randy too, Mac?
Yeah, no, Stan's dad. Like, I mean, for real. Like,
They're-
they've revolved seasons around him. That's how good it is.
There
I
are
mean,
also so many characters that just feel like I love the goth kids.
I love
Oh, yeah.
Token.
I love the littlest
Yeah,
goth
Token.
kid, but I love Token.
Yeah, I love Tweak. Craig and Tweak. Like,
Yeah.
when all of a sudden they started shipping them. Like, yeah. Like,
I
that
like
is great.
that Stan's dad always has some background career from the past.
Yeah.
that he's achieved. Always. No matter
He's
what.
got
check out
so
this
many
guitar
secrets.
playing.
Yeah. Stan's dad has lived so many lives.
when he's gonna be fight Bat Dad and he's making the state tournament about
thought this was America.
I can't do it. I just can't go, Sharon. All right, I'll do it.
Do they play the best around? But it's like, or one of those
It's him
songs
just
where-
getting his ass kicked
Yeah,
and
exactly.
getting black eyes.
You're the best around.
thought this was America.
Oh man.
And they're also great at like just like celebrities, like Mecca Streisand is the greatest fucking thing ever, and just
Yeah,
all
yeah.
the stuff they
Robert Smith, like the whole thing from The Cure.
Tom Cruise.
John Travolta in the same
Hey,
episode.
hey, this class is really.
I love how
nice.
Robert Smith is actually like a freaking superhero on that show. Like, yeah, like she defeats Mecca Streisand.
Streisand, yeah.
Okay.
The
Yeah.
lead singer from The Cure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like when Korn came in on the Scott Tenorman episode.
It's not Korn, it's Radiohead.
Oh, are you?
Yeah.
Is it radio?
Yo,
Yeah.
Korn was in like the Scooby Doo.
Oh, they were in the Scooby Doo episode. Yeah.
Radiohead thinks crying. What are you
Shout
crying?
out to Korn and Radiohead.
hates kids who cry. Let's get out of here.
What about I just thought of the big celebrity cameo that I love so much. Now I can't remember.
I love.
Oh,
that,
is it
like,
George Clooney?
Yeah, that he
Where
put-
he just went like,
He's in the movie.
Smog?
he's Sparky the dog.
yeah, and like they promoted
Right,
it for like
right.
weeks, and all it was rough.
Didn't Seinfeld do a turkey voice?
Yes, exactly.
Something like
Seinfeld
that.
did a turkey.
Those are pretty good.
Yeah.
It's the best, and it's
I
all-
like how they subverse like that.
weirdly
kind of
enough.
stuff.
So Simpsons has had like Conan O'Brien wrote for them, and all these like million Harvard graduates or whatever. They've had like a million writers over the years. South Park, for the most part, has been written by Trey and Matt entirely.
Yeah.
And now they have a little bit of help from like Bill Hader and
I was gonna say Bill Hader is
Vernon
like stands out.
Vernon Chapman are the
Wasn't
two guys. I think.
Colin Jost doing something with them too?
Was he really?
I think so.
How do we get in on that, Culkin?
Is it Jost or Yost?
Could be Yost.
Yeah,
Colin Yosti.
Colin Yost.
I'll make a call.
We need to get in that room, dude. Yeah. I love. So South Park is my be all end all, but I know that you have another favorite animated show, and you and Stu talk about it all the fucking time. And
Rick and motherfucking Morty.
Rick and Morty.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, great show.
Are you a Rick and Morty guy?
I like Rick and Morty a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, have you watched every episode?
No, in
Multiple
fact,
times?
I work very closely
sorry.
with someone who works on the show, so I have to always fake my way through the most recent season.
Okay, because
I hope
Matt
he's
does
not
that.
listening to this.
Stop it.
Matt does the exact same thing. He
That's
fakes
not
it.
true.
There's
That's
been
not
3
true.
seasons, right? Mm-hmm. So I've watched 2. I didn't watch the third one.
I've watched a lot of Rick and Morty, and what are we looking at on the phone, Stu?
So I'm sorry, I had to
Share
bring that
it.
out
Yeah.
because of the fact that I was driving around LA today and I passed by I guess what the production company.
It's their end card.
Yeah, why
it's
didn't
their
you
end
just
card.
say it?
It's like sit ubu sit.
Yeah, he passed by Herman.
It's a good
he
show.
passed by Starburns Industries today in an undisclosed location in
Or
Los
what's it?
Angeles.
What's it called? Or
It's Starburns. That's Starburns.
I
right?
don't know.
Yeah,
All
yeah.
I saw was that, and it said it's a good show.
it's a good show.
Yeah.
There we
So
go.
that's Dan Harmon's production company.
That's-
yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
the aha was just in the beginning of your text. That's
How did you guys first discover Rick and Morty?
Mac.
through television. Yeah, man.
But you don't watch much TV.
That-
Why
actually,
did,
you
why
know
did
what?
that? Yeah.
Actually, Dr. Seth Green actually introduced me to it. Was checking it out, and he was like, "Oh, let me show you this stuff. Let me show you, Snowball."
That's a great
Like,
Seth Green impression.
yeah. No, and like I got a good intro episode, and then it was off to the races, and it was season 1, so I was disappointed because there was only like 8, 10.
I got to
something
that
like
point too.
And there's a long
Yeah, right,
hiatus,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
That's I like to bank kind of things. Like I mean, they got like a couple seasons now, so like there's some
Yeah.
stuff you need to catch up on, like for all for all fun.
My brother came to town.
Which brother?
WWE superstar Dolph Ziggler recently
Oh, okay,
traded
cool,
to
cool.
Raw.
Just
Money
checking.
in
Former
Raw.
Intercontinental Champion.
Yeah, Money in the Bank.
Yeah, all that stuff.
He beat Edge once.
Did he really?
He won the world title from him.
Oh wow.
Oh, was it a super kick?
He was asking how you were doing as he threw. No, I think it was trickery with Vicky Guerrero. There was some trickery.
Vicky Guerrero said, "Hey, do you guys know how Macaulay Culkin's doing?"
how's
Edge
Mack
was like,
doing?
"What'd you say, Macaulay?" And then
Bam.
and
Zigzag.
super kick, yeah, zigzag.
He came to town. He was
Nice
like,
finish,
he goes,
nice
check
finish.
out this cartoon. He played the one where the dogs get really smart and take over the world. And
Yeah,
I was
That's
yeah,
what I'm saying with the
yeah,
Snowflake
yeah.
one.
Like,
It's
this
a
is-
good gateway episode.
I was fully in
That's
after
great.
that,
Yeah. Stuart, how you were on board immediately, right?
No.
No,
you
no,
listed it
I-
as your favorite cartoon of all time.
Well, no,
or-
it's just that it took him a second. Like it was like I actually had to introduce it to him, give him like an episode and a half.
Yeah, it felt like it took less than that. It felt like it took like 5 seconds, and I was like, I'm on board.
Yeah, you started on board, and then boom, it was like once I got that second one on, though, you
Yeah.
were good to go.
Yeah.
And next thing you know, we've actually watched Stu and I. No joke, we've watched every episode of it
together.
At least 5 or
together
6 times.
probably about half a dozen times.
Yeah.
Every single one.
Like-
Some of them more than a dozen.
And I don't think
Yeah.
you're alone, right? Because look at the stuff that happened with McDonald's and the Szechuan sauce, and just like how giant of a phenomenon Rick and Morty became in
Yeah,
a way that
it's
no
blown up.
animated show has since probably South Park, right? Like,
What's your favorite Rick and Morty character?
it's got to be Rick and or Morty.
Oh wow, there you go.
I love them both so much.
Yeah, you nailed it.
I love Summer.
yeah.
And I love Pickle Rick.
Yeah, there you
Pickle
go.
Rick's great. Yeah.
I do have the T-shirt. Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
man. I know that show.
See, yeah.
I like that show.
I think I like Snowflake the most.
Yeah. Snowball.
Snowball.
Yeah,
Remember when
Snowball.
when the accountant's like, we can't afford to keep your pet alive, and he goes,
Okay,
quiet bean counter. Something like that. Oh man, he calls him a bean counter.
And
I'll give my empire for him.
I also played the Rick and Morty video game for VR, which is super fun.
There's a game.
Yeah, man, you get
There's
to
a
be inside
VR
the
thing.
house, and you get to like help do laundry while
Yeah.
they're out doing stuff.
I tried to play it and didn't boot up, but
We can play it
sounds
later,
great.
buddy. I gotta. We can get you on my Steam, my Vive
cool.
We
later.
get Rick and Morty on the phone.
All right, actually, you know what? Let me call.
should
Let
try
me,
it.
let me-
Patch them in.
Let me call Royland.
Are you gonna call Justin Roiland right now live on the show?
No, I'm not.
Patch him in.
We can work on it. We're still working
No,
on
I'll
Justin
just,
Roiland on the show for
I
you
need to
guys.
send him a text.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't send him a text. I just send him photos.
Who are your favorite Rick and Morty characters? Go, Stu.
Mr. Booby Butthole?
I mean, I think I love Cowboy Rick from a different timeline.
Yeah, different dimension. Mhm. Hey, look,
No,
there I am as
I-
a cowboy.
I mean, it's a lame answer, but I think it's got to be Rick. that I
stole
love
my
the most.
answer.
You can take the ampersand.
I'll take and.
What's funny is that as much as I love Rick, it doesn't compare to how much I hate Jerry. Like, I absolutely
Jerry's fine.
hate Jerry.
Jerry's fine.
Which is why I think I know
Watch the new
Jerry.
season, bro.
That's why I like Rick
Jerry.
so
Oh,
much.
God.
Is that I understand his frustration with Jerry.
yeah.
Just everything about him just makes me angry.
I love Mr. Poopy Butthole.
Yeah.
I love that episode. I think that episode when they introduce him is the
That's
tits.
when all the parasite makes all the
yes,
Yeah.
all the
that's
different
my
wacky
favorite.
characters.
Aside from the dog episode, that's my favorite one. I think.
Yeah. It's kind of like, hey, look at all these wacky characters. Okay, we'll
Oh,
be right
man.
back.
One's like Mr. Belvedere, but a crab or something like
Yes,
that. Something like that, right?
Mr. Beauregard.
Mr.
Oh,
Beauregard.
yeah.
Oh, Mr. Beauregard. Look.
And then I also forgot Mrs. Peanut Butter.
No, Mrs. Refrigerator.
No. It's the you don't know me.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah,
right.
oh yeah. No, it's Mr. Mrs.
Is it Mrs. Peanut Butter?
No, she wants. Gives him all the freaking Triscuits.
But I'd like to get to
Wheat
know
Thins.
you.
Wheat Thins. Yeah.
Mrs. Pancakes.
Mrs. Pancakes. Oh, Mrs.
Pancakes? Yeah.
Pancakes.
But I'd like to get to know you.
Yeah, you don't know me.
You don't know me.
That show's
Get some-
weird.
get
Yeah,
some
Scary
more-
Terry's
weird,
got to
right?
be up
Weird.
there on one of
yeah.
my favorites. Scary
Yeah.
Terry is a good
Oh,
one.
bitch.
Oh,
Oh, bitch. That's right.
Oh, bitch.
Ah, man. That was the second one I saw, I think.
I want to get to know you. Can I get some more Wheat Thins? Oh, you
no, that's the
you don't
Snowball
know me.
episode.
Oh,
That's
you're
the same
so
one?
silly.
Oh, then that's the... Yeah, okay.
We brought up your favorite character on Rick and Morty is a dog.
Yeah.
There's
a
another
dog in a robot body.
Super smart dog, yeah.
Yeah.
You just gave me the greatest segue ever because here's a show that features robots, and its probably most
And dogs.
famous episode is about a dog. Any Futurama fans in the
Oh,
room?
yeah.
Heck
I
yeah.
like Futurama.
You know the dog episode I'm talking about?
No.
The most depressing episode in TV history?
Oh, that one where
where the dog waits for Fry
he
forever?
waits for him and dies.
Yup.
Yes.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Like, that's how the whole episode
See?
ends.
Yep.
Damn.
I knew that would get you, Stu.
Wow, thanks, Matt.
Yeah,
That's like the toughest episode in like animated comedy history.
Stu is walking
Stu's
away.
walking out of the room with his bunny
crying.
ears.
He's crying.
He's going to his corner. Stu, don't do that.
He's throttling your dog.
He's wearing his fire to company T-shirt.
Yep, we can't tell
and
you from
crying.
where.
that was such a heartbreaking episode.
Futurama
It
was
was.
awesome to me. Like it was
Yeah.
like it was Simpsons-y enough that it worked, and it was also different enough, and the characters were so fucking funny, and it was
Yep.
a little edgier. I felt like.
And it got some of that Family Guy bounce. Like, you know, when it was canceled, they were both kind of canceled, and it got a bounce like from the DVD sales. So
Yeah,
it
and
kind
then
of
And
came
you
back.
get Peg Bundy's voice, you're kind of like, oh yeah, weird,
Katie
weird
Seagal,
old
yeah.
Fox feeling from
You got
original
Ren and
Simpsons time.
Stimpy voicing Fry. You got Katie Bundy voicing
Katie Bundy.
Katie
Katie Seagal.
Katie
Bundy.
Seagal. You don't know about Katie Bundy? She was an aunt that never came by alive. Peggy Seagal. It's a crazy voice cast.
It was Ted Bundy's cousin.
Phil Lamar, whoever plays Zoidberg.
Zoidberg does his own voice.
Oh, that's actually Zoidberg. Zoidberg might be my favorite character.
He's one of those
on
guys who was
Futurama.
actually an ex Howard Stern guy.
Yeah, Billy West. So
Billy West,
he
thank
plays
you.
Fry, and he's
Yeah.
also the voice of both Ren and Stimpy.
Oh, I didn't realize
Oh
that.
yeah, and the
did not know
Cheerios
that.
bee.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
And Andre the Giant.
yeah, exactly. Futurama to me, I love Futurama. Like I haven't seen
Yeah.
as many of it as I have The Simpsons. Probably like I certainly haven't seen every episode of Futurama, but that's one of those shows that like if it was on, I'm watching an episode of Futurama. You know?
I watch these videos where it's kind of just like, good news, everyone. Like that whole thing.
Yeah.
That usually
and so it'd be
means
a
it's
whole,
bad.
a whole montage
yeah.
of them. It's like, sometimes that means it's bad. So like, good news. You're going to like the Black Hole Nebula. Like, my favorite one is news, everyone. It's like, of course it's bad.
Favorite Futurama characters?
It's lame, but Bender. I love Bender.
Bender's
Bender is awesome.
Great.
Like,
No,
not
no,
lame,
I'm
that's
saying
a good
my choice is lame. Obviously, Bender is.
No.
yeah, no. So you're a lame.
Yeah, I'm
but-
a
yeah,
lame.
gotcha. Yeah.
Culkin, you got a favorite Futurama?
Okay, I mean, it's a cross between like what's the stabby robot? The one that Bender
fuck.
right?
yeah.
Mr. Stabby McGee's.
Sure, yeah. Let's
Yeah.
call him Mr. Stabby Robot.
Yeah. But also Richard Nixon's head. Also,
Oh, yeah.
pretty great.
It's a really great character.
yeah.
Remember the evil Santa?
Yes, like the Santa
Oh,
Robot.
yeah,
Man,
yeah.
that guy scared me a little bit.
You love Santa.
I do
Oh,
love
I also
Santa.
like Crunkybot. Like the one the one that's on the soap opera.
That's
Okay.
Calculon.
Calculon.
Yeah,
There you
yeah.
go.
I like Crunkybot. I want to see that guy.
Crunkybot. I'm getting crunk under the table right now.
I love. I do love Zoidberg. I also love Nibbler.
Nibbler's my favorite. Yeah.
Nibbler's pretty great.
Yeah,
His little pet,
Nibbler's
who
great.
you find out is like actually super smart and like
Yeah.
they're like the smartest species.
Yeah,
in the
he's been
universe.
around since the beginning.
Absolutely. I also love, and I might be getting the name wrong, Slurms McKenzie.
Slurm.
It's not Slurms McKenzie, but yes, I know.
That's the
The
Right.
wubba
Right.
wubba, that guy. Wazzle
Yes,
wazzle
yeah,
wazzle. Like the drink, the sponsor for the drink or whatever.
Yeah. For Slurm, but
Yeah. I also love Kiff.
Kiff's pretty good. Yeah.
Kiff. Oh, okay.
The little nervous alien who's, married
the
to
one
Amy.
that's like gelatin in a sausage package.
No. He's Zap Brannigan's sidekick.
I know the green one.
Oh, yeah.
He's pretty much just
Oh, he
gelatin.
doesn't have bones, you're right,
he
yeah.
doesn't have bones.
Yeah,
Like,
fair enough.
I don't like Mom.
No, I don't like
Mom,
Mom
yeah,
either.
yeah.
She's mean.
She's a villain.
But I love her Three Stooges sons.
I don't like villains.
yeah, the sons are pretty good.
I do like the Sons. You got a favorite? Is it Nibbler also?
Nibbler, I think. Yeah. Well, I love Bender so much, but now you're making me feel lame for saying it because you said that's a lame choice.
Because Stu said it was a
Yeah,
lame
Stu
You had
choice.
to fucking
So
put a judgment on it.
Bender ruled.
you know what?
Bender does rule.
When him and
about
Homer
this?
met, that was great.
Oh my
What
god,
an amazing
it's
episode.
fantastic.
Oh man, they were such a good pair.
Here's what I'll say is that Stu said it was lame. You have to say
You
it's
made
cool.
it cool. You made
make
it cool. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Stu makes it lame.
Yeah,
you
I make it
cool.
lame. You
Wow,
make it cool.
sorry, bro.
And you wear Bender
That's all right.
well.
I've accepted it.
No, listen, we burn him all the time. It's cool.
All the time.
Speaking of a show that I find cool, but some people find lame, and I don't know if we're fans in this group, but we're sticking in the same time period. King of the Hill. Thoughts? It was dry, and your thought is
Rest
yeah.
in peace, Brittany Murphy.
Sure, rest in peace, Brittany Murphy. Definitely that. Were you guys King of the Hill fans?
Yeah, I like King of the Hill.
I did too.
I liked it
consistently.
all
I wasn't
right.
into it.
That's the thing. I don't think people give it enough of a chance because it was so dry and not wacky and not Simpsons. It's a really fucking
I
funny
loved
show.
Beavis and Butthead, and so
That's
just,
what
Yeah, I was about to
Yeah.
say. Yeah.
Well, I love the Beavis and Butthead movie specifically.
The
To
movie is
America.
great, yeah.
I didn't really like the show.
I like the show and the movie. I like the video game for Sega.
I even liked it when they brought it back too. I even watched those.
I watched it. I was
the
watching
newer
it.
ones?
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
It was still funny.
Let's go speed round for the rest. Yeah. So speaking of other
So
shows,
pretty much no more King of the Hill because nobody likes
I
it as
guess
much as
so,
you.
right?
I liked it.
we made a Brittany
but-
Murphy joke.
We can't do it.
Yeah.
We can't do it.
Here's
Guys.
God's
I watched it when it was on. That was about
All right.
it. Like,
What
Yeah.
other animated shows stick out to you?
strawberry shortcakes, like Sundays.
He's
Where's,
single,
like,
folks.
Ren and Stimpy and Rocco.
That
and Modern
counts.
Life.
That all counts. That's
There you go.
comedy.
Like Rocco's, I
I was just-
love.
I like both of those shows.
Rocco was huge for me.
Rocco's is great.
Ren and Stimpy
was
was
that
pretty
B-52s?
giant.
Ren and Stimpy was
I
huge
think
for me.
They did do the theme song.
Yeah, they did do the theme song.
Yeah, speaking of Fred
B-52s.
Schneider,
Fred
oh,
Schneider.
cool.
Yeah, Rocco was great.
It was so smart and so funny. And then years later, I found out that the same guy who made it did a show called Camp Laszlo that I checked out. That's also almost as funny as Rocco.
Awesome.
Whoa.
If you
Okay,
haven't seen that, Warren.
anyone here a Hey Arnold fan?
No.
Gee, exactly.
It's a little too late
I think
for
it was
me.
1 year like younger than me.
Yeah,
Like,
the
little too
football
late.
head thing. And
I
everything.
remember it
Yeah.
happening and thinking, yeah.
Look,
all
look.
right.
I actually was. I was age out of Rocco's and things
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that. Still watched it. Still thought it was funny.
Oh, me
Yeah.
too. So
I
Okay.
tried to watch Hey Arnold. Didn't do the same thing to me.
were you guys Are Real Monsters people?
And
A little bit.
Huge,
Nope.
huge
I guess
on that.
I would say a little, half.
See, speaking of aging out, I stuck around. I did Our Real Monsters. I love it. I love Angry Beavers. Have you ever seen that one?
No, not
Oh,
really.
Angry Beavers is the
Yeah,
best.
yeah, I saw that.
Dagbird and Norbit or whatever.
I saw it once,
yeah.
or twice.
That's good.
All
It's
right.
like that is that. Those later day Nicktoons got like the excuse to be a little bit weirder.
Okay.
So yeah. I'm big into it. Ren and Stimpy, they rebooted as well. Did you see the newer one?
Yes.
Yeah, did you hear about the Me Too things?
Yes.
About that?
Yeah, not into it. Wasn't into it before he got Me Too'd, but
Yeah. So yeah.
Just wasn't funny in general.
No.
I feel like they went for all the gross out stuff that they thought people liked about Ren and Stimpy, as opposed to it just being funny.
I thought it was all right, but
Yeah.
I like the original ones more.
Yeah, log. And like
Powdered Toast
What
Man.
don't
Powdered
you
Toast
say is a
Man.
little
Whizzing
bit
on the
what's over your
fence,
neighbor's
the
dog.
mud skipper.
Muddy the Mud Skipper. I
Muddy
love
the
Muddy the
Mud
Mud
Skipper.
Skipper. The Shaven Yak.
How about
Yeah.
that guy?
Kilted
that
Yaxman.
The guy who had who went to the dog contests.
Oh yeah.
That guy's so weird, man.
Everyone's pretty weird. What about Ren's cousin? Ren's cousin Sven Hoke.
Sven Hook.
Yeah.
Sven Donk.
with the beard, and he was the Swedish one.
What an emotional episode when Ren gets all those muscles and he was getting it from Stimpy's fat.
Yeah, that one's kind of fucked up, right?
What an
Really?
emotional
I
episode.
remember going like up and down on that. Like, damn, man. Because he's just giving of himself.
really
fully.
feeling it.
Yeah.
Like yeah.
I just thought of another show that we overlooked, I think, and that we might all be
Bob's
fans
Burgers.
of. I was gonna say Archer, but
I
it's
was
the
gonna
same
say
creator.
Archer too. Yeah.
Both of those. Yeah.
And also, did you guys ever watch Home Movies?
Yes, big
I
time.
love
little
Home
bit, a
Movies.
little
So that's
bit,
all
yeah,
Lauren
yeah.
Bashard, and that's all John Benjamin, and
yeah,
like
H. John Benjamin, right?
H. John Benjamin, man. Let's do it. All of his shows are fucking amazing.
Archer
Yeah.
never really hooked into me the way it's hooked into the rest of the world.
I love Archer.
But
I
Bob's
watched
Burgers,
the first 4 seasons, and like yeah,
How many
it's
are there,
great.
10?
There's like
right now,
eight
it's
of
I think
them.
there's 9 right
Nine on
now.
Archer.
Yeah.
My mom was trying to talk me into Bob's Burgers for like months, and Trent Beretta, my wrestler
Yeah.
buddy, and I was so
Sounds like a
resistant
cool
to this.
mom.
Trent Beretta. Is it your
Yeah.
mom's?
Your mom's
like,
Trent
My
Beretta.
mom, like Trent Beretta.
They were both trying to push it on me, and I was like, I'll watch 1 or 2, and it took me 3. By the third one, I was like, oh, I love this show. Great.
It's great.
Louise is my favorite. That's my answer right off the bat.
It's
Luis.
great. It's just all.
Yeah.
He's,
He's like preempt any kind
Yeah,
of question.
I think he might be my favorite comedy voice actor of all time. You know, because
He's fantastic.
I love Home Movies. Was
dry.
like a real special show
man,
for
Home
me,
Movie
man.
is so good.
It really was. Did you ever watch Home Movies, Mac?
I think I saw like an episode, and it was one of those things where I was washing the dishes also at
Sure.
the same time, so I didn't really.
I
absorb it.
have not seen an episode.
So
of
it's
Home
about
Movies.
3 little kids who have like a VHS camera and like want to make movies, and it's hard to describe. He plays like 2 characters on it. Brendan Small, who created the show.
He doesn't really do voices. He does his voice.
Yes, but on that show, he plays 2 characters. He plays his voice as Coach
Coach.
McGurk,
Yeah.
and then as Jason, he plays his voice, but he literally plugs his nose when he does it. So Jason always sounds like he has a cold.
Great.
That show's great, man.
Who's
the mom on that show?
Paula Poundstone.
Oh wow! Hashtag me too.
if
No,
you have-
no, I'm just joking. I'm just.
He loves her
joking.
too. He just
I
said
actually,
it.
I love Poundstone. Actually, yeah.
If you haven't seen Home Movies, that would be like Warren. Definitely seek that out.
How do you find that? You YouTube that?
Yeah,
Easily?
or find it legally if you can. But
and YouTube Pella Poundstone too.
yeah,
Where you're
please,
at.
if you will. But
Yeah.
he was also on Dr. Katz too. Were you guys Dr.
Yep.
Katz
Oh,
guys?
yeah.
Yes, I was actually.
Dr. Jonathan Katz.
It was actually a genius way of going about animation and the whole kind of thing, because all the
That's a good show.
squiggliness and everything like that.
Well-
like it was probably like it was probably pretty easy for the animators.
And the fact that he is an actual therapist in real life, is he not, or is he just a comedian?
That I don't know.
I'm pretty sure he's a comedian.
All right then.
But but also I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah,
either.
because he recently brought it back in
Look,
in podcast form. I
Look,
know.
we
Seen
all
his
have
stand-up
supercomputers
You've
in the
seen his stand
pockets.
up. Well, then never mind.
Yeah, I've seen
Then
his stand-up
We'll take it
before.
back then.
Yeah. But
Yeah,
he
no.
might also be. I mean,
I think it's stand up second, maybe doctor first. Listen, we all have supercomputers right now.
We do.
And you know what we're
We
not
do.
doing? We're not looking this up.
Not because we're letting
Yeah,
the
let's
wonderment of not knowing
find
seep
out.
in.
We're- no,
Marge
we want the
This
Warren.
is what it used
all
to
of our
be
fans.
like 25 years ago.
Yeah, we want everyone to think we're dumb.
Yeah, we want everyone, like all of our fans, in the comment section to tell us how stupid we
We
are.
just want our goal with this podcast, Warren, is for you constantly to be shouting right answers at the top of your lungs while you're like driving down the freeway or whatever.
yeah.
To be like, no, they didn't do that. What do we got? Oh, it's just
Wait, I thought it was Dr. Katz.
That's what I was thinking too.
we were supposed to be looking up Dr. Katz. Ryan has a picture of EC3, aka Ethan Carter III, who's a newly arrived at NXT.
Yeah,
I'll
and
find it.
looking thick as shit.
Is
and
he
tan
a
as
monster?
shit. Like, yeah, like, no, I mean, he
Oh,
look-
it's giving me a list of actual Dr. Cass's in the area.
yeah, but
Let's call one.
No, but he looks like a human brick. I mean, he looks like he's
Oh,
like
yeah,
made out of
EC3.
bricks.
Super Jack.
You
yeah.
once showed me a video of
quick
him.
question. Is he juicing?
You can't be. He's
All right,
He's
I'm just
he's
joking.
under the highest drug
in
testing
NXT.
standards. Let's see.
You once showed me a video of him draining something from his body, which really was
Oh,
disturbing.
probably an elbow, swollen elbow or something.
Did you
yeah.
know that's a thing that they have to do, wrestlers?
I know about like they drain like knees and
No,
elbows.
why?
Yeah.
So, how would you describe it, Rye?
Sometimes you impact something like a knee or an elbow, and little bone chips come off, and then the body sends fluid there as like a
to protect it.
something. Yeah.
So you have to literally
So
land
this-
it with a hypodermic needle and
get a
drain the
big-
fluid.
It's like a tennis ball sized thing of fluid in your arm.
Awesome.
You
Thank
could
you.
let it go, and it'll eventually seep back in your body, or most people will have it just lanced and drained.
Sweet.
Yeah.
The life of a wrestler.
Yeah. So knees and elbows. I mean, even like NBA players. have that
Ears.
Same kind of thing.
Cauliflower ear is
It's
that.
the same
Ooh.
concept,
Yeah.
right?
Have you ever gotten that?
My ears are too small. I was always lucky to not.
That's awesome.
Wait, so you haven't gotten it?
No.
Look that way. Bam.
No. This is the kind of stuff that happens.
What do we got on our info search?
I don't see that he's actually a
Doctor.
Real doctor? Then
But no one's saying he's not.
Well, then,
So
Warren,
you know
we'll leave
what?
it up to you.
He was
Write
born
it-
in
write in.
1946.
You know, I mean, that's the way I go with most people. Like, unless I proved they're not a doctor, they are a doctor.
They are a doctor.
Yeah. I'll just take some aspirin. Boom. Let me get this
I'll trust
hypodermic
him.
needle in your
Yeah.
elbow real
Yeah.
quick. Yeah.
You don't even need a doctor for that. You just need Ryan Nemeth, apparently. Were you the one who administered it? Have you ever done that to yourself?
I'm not good with needles. I'll pass out.
Oh, that's right.
Is that what you're talking about?
Wait,
No,
can you
no, no.
can you tell that story real quick? I know an anecdote about you that's kind of funny. So you really hate needles so much so that when you were doing the wellness test at NXT, didn't you keep passing out in front of everyone like 4 times in a row? You couldn't literally take a blood test.
When I first,
Oh my God.
I know lifelong that I'm bad with needles, and I know if I heard there's gonna be a blood test day.
Rich, starting now.
I remember I asked someone.
Look under your chair.
You get a blood test, and you get a blood test.
remember-
Dr. Mack, administer, please.
One day,
Dr.
just,
Katz.
it just dawned on me like, oh, they're gonna test our blood at some point. I wonder when that'll be. So I remember asking someone who'd already been working there for a while, just to casually, I don't want anyone to know that I have this weakness because I don't want to be teased about it. But I'm like, are there blood tests? Well, how often they do those? And the guy was like, pretty much every 6 months. And I was like, huh.
Also, that question sounds shady as fuck.
But I'm wondering, and I realized right then, I'm like, oh, I started working here about 5 months ago. Or somehow it's gonna be soon. Either they just did it right before I got here, and it
Did you
can't.
say it like this? So,
Hey, you know what?
how often do they do
These
blood
test
tests?
things, are they accurate or?
So back to the
How
blood test.
accurate they are.
So I knew I got the heads up on what day was happening through secret info sources, and I showed up really early to practice that day, and I was like, I bet if I can meet the nurse or whoever's doing it, help them carry their equipment in, be totally cool, I'll trick myself.
That's so shady too.
Be the nurse's, you want to be the nurse's pet?
Because
Oh yeah. Oh no, don't worry. We're friends.
yeah, so my goal is maybe we'll be so friendly that she'll be comforting and I won't pass out. Secondly, I'll trick myself into being so cocky and confident that I won't pass out. Thirdly, I'll get it out of the way before everyone else and no one will see me pass out. So I am in the front of the line. She's finally set up, and by now there's 80 people behind me. And I'm like, well, this plan didn't work yet, because now I just have 80 people
Great.
watching me.
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
you're gonna pass out 80 people. You have an 80-person audience.
So I'm trying to
80
play
professional wrestlers
right.
too. Yeah.
So I'm trying to play it so cool.
They're gonna stomp you.
I go like this. I put my arm down on the table, and I make eye contact with this nurse. I remember exactly how she looked too. And I said,
That's also shady.
I go, do you mind if I tell you all about my dog right now? And she goes, sure. What kind of dog do you have? And she goes to put the rubber thing on my arm, and bam, my head just goes down on the table. Dude.
You didn't even see the needle? The
No.
thought that a needle was coming
Yeah.
made you pass out?
Yeah.
I was like, can I tell you about my dog?
She was just like, sure. What kind of dog do you have? Bam, out. And then I wake up sweaty, cold, and just all greasy and sweaty.
Don't
I'm
you
like,
just do the not look thing, man?
I never look. So that's not
what
the-
I'm saying. Is that no? Honestly, just turn your head and talk. I mean, I'm preaching to the choir probably.
I figured out some manners that help. So if I do it in the back of my hand, that's a little more helpful. I'm less likely to pass out for some reason.
How's that with the
Wow,
drug
that's
tests?
worse.
So what do you mean?
No, I'm just kidding.
Oh.
Whether they're checking your blood. I'm not.
So I come to, and I'm like, it dawns on me after a few seconds. I'm like, oh no, I'm at WWE getting laughed at by 80 people right now. They all know my secret. Oh no. And I hear someone behind me go, what's Nemeth doing? He's just working the nurse, man. He's pretty funny. And I was like, cool. They think this is a
Yeah,
prank.
you're hilarious.
good. And then someone took all these pictures of me passed out and texted to me months later. And I was like, God.
Yeah.
How many times did it take you to actually get blood drawn? The next time you were good?
I had to always go, like, I realized that being in front of a crowd didn't help. So I would go to Stacy, the office girl, be like, Stacy, can I do mine, like, privately? She's like, oh, totally.
See, that's also shady.
Yeah. It gets even shady.
Everything about your blood
So
tests are
Stacy
shady.
would take me privately with the nurse, and then Norman Smiley.
Yeah.
Oh, I love him. Norman Smiley.
He would say, Briley, do you want to hold my hand? And I was like,
yes, I do.
yeah. So I squeezed really hard.
So you would be holding Norman Smiley's hand in one hand.
So every 6 months,
honestly, that's adorable.
he would pull me aside and go, Briley Pierce, today's blood test. If you'd like to, I will hold your hand, but in a British voice. And I was like, thank you. Appreciate that. So then there was a point where even that wasn't helping. And I called the office. I was like, hey, can I just go do blood on my own at some like blood testing place and just send it to you?
No.
And they
Shady.
Again,
No, they
I was
said
waiting for you.
they said yeah. They were
Everything
like,
you're doing is shady.
they were like, sure, no problem. So I went to the medical place. It was a packed room. It was so hot in there. It was so sweaty, and I was on a list of like 19 people, and I eventually like panicked and just left. And then the athletic trainer called me that day and he goes, hey, did you happen to do your blood test? And I said, nah, man, I just I got scared and I left. And he goes, okay, I'm gonna send Bronson with you tomorrow then. So he sent this NXT
Shout out to
wrestler,
Bronson.
Yeah,
who's
Bronson,
this
yeah.
very scary dude.
Big dude.
And he picked me up and he goes, we're going, let's go. And I said, all right. And then he says, if you're good, we'll get you a chocolate milkshake after.
I'll give you a lollipop.
Did you get that chocolate milkshake?
Well, we went into the place and he sat next to me and I'm sitting at like a table. There's like a special table they make that has, it's like a high chair. You can put, it looks
Your
like,
arm?
Yeah. And so that was helpful to me.
The high chair?
And the
Sit in the high
doctor,
chair?
the nurse is like, how you doing? And I said, I think I'm going to pass. And I started leaning forward and then
catches you.
Bronson put his hand there and just said, no, you're not. And I went, oh, all right. And then somehow like having my head lifted up kept me awake and it was over and done. I got queasy but didn't pass out. Nice. And he got me a chocolate milkshake afterwards.
So I love that
here's what I'll say is that all of our guests, we like to do blood tests. So
Yeah, so
Can I tell you about my dog?
yes, exactly.
Please do.
And please do.
I remember we got to the place and I didn't want to get out of the car and Bronson was like, if you want me, I'm going to force this to happen. I said, okay, all right. Because he was his job that day.
I love like he held your head up, and actually
Yeah.
that actually probably prevented you from passing out. Keeping
Yeah,
the
it
blood
really
in your
somehow
brain.
that did.
Is it just needles that make you pass out, or is there, are you
or
like
is
a
it
fainting
this?
goat? Are there, do you have other fear-based fainting?
And no,
patterns?
it's having blood taken.
Is it the sight of it? Is it just
No,
the idea
because
of
I
it?
never look. I never look.
It's the
just
concept.
knowing that it's happening.
Yeah, the idea, the
And
concept.
as it's happening, I feel it. I'm like, this is not that bad. Why am I such a baby about this? But then when it's over, I'm like, I never want to do that again.
So let me ask you a dumb question. Tattoos?
No chance.
No
No way.
chance.
I don't think
because
so.
look under your chair. There's a tattoo for you.
We can just have
and
it?
you get
Yeah.
a tattoo.
I can't. Do
I got a
tattoos.
bunch already.
You get a tattoo.
Stu?
well, I was just gonna ask, what about that thing where they just like they take a little prick from your finger? And,
I've
like,
never had that happen.
Oh, no?
Oh yeah, I have. I hate that. Oh.
That's like even
You guys,
like worse.
Ryan just passed out.
That's like when you're like a child, they do that. No, when
The
they
thumb
when
prick?
they take blood for something like this, like they actually need a good amount of
Oh,
it.
sure.
Even just a vial, like they need
Ugh.
for all the drugs you're taking, all,
Yeah,
all the
you're looking pretty
steroids you're
jacked.
on.
Right.
Yeah, like all that kind of good
So
stuff.
these days,
all
I
the
always
vitamins.
I have to sometimes do blood tests these days. So I'll have milk. I'll be like, milk, take off work today. You got to drive me here. You know.
And does he hold your hand?
And he'll, I think just
Does
having
he hold your head
No,
up?
but having someone around is cool. I feel less like if I get queasy, they'll drive. Or, I don't know. I don't like doing it alone.
Look,
So
just
wrestlers out there.
I'm offering this for you. I will hold your head up
Thank you.
when you get blood drawn.
Sweet.
And
Thanks
also,
today.
I got you.
professional wrestlers out there who might be wrestling Bradley Pierce
That's
soon.
actually legit.
You now know his weakness.
My one weakness,
Just
yeah.
mention the word needle and you'll win.
And
You know, a frustrating thing is when I will go to a new medical place and say, hey, I just want to let you guys know I will be trouble. I will probably, I'm just up front, I don't want you to be surprised that a man passes out in your office. And they're always like, oh, no, don't worry. No, it's fine. You're not that scared. I'm like, I am so bad at this. I'm just like, please listen to me.
Look,
And
a
then-
guy your size walks into a medical office and says, I'm going to be trouble.
Again, shady, Ryan.
I'm expecting like you to like tear the room up.
I'm gonna be
as
trouble.
opposed to just actually like fainting. Like,
Oh, man.
You want to talk about your dog and have
like,
someone hold your hand?
no,
That's the
yeah,
trouble
that's my
you
trouble.
bring.
Exactly,
But I remember passing out recently when I had to do something like a year ago, and they were like, "Why didn't you say something?" And I was like, "You gotta be kidding me. I made a scene. I did say something. I said, please have
You
me
said I
sit-
was going to be trouble.
I said I wanted to lay. They're like, well, why didn't you
I
have
told
him
you
lay
you're
down?
gonna tear up the room. Like,
I said I was gonna throw a tantrum.
Oh, honestly, that's adorable.
You're adorable, man.
For real, I want to hold your
Yes.
head up. Honestly,
Well.
Speaking of-
I will totally hold your head up, bro.
Speaking of adorable things you're doing, now we don't know when this is airing, but you recently are wrestling for a new promotion in Southern California for a good cause, right? Is that
That
going to
is-
be an
oh
ongoing
yeah,
thing?
what's going on with that?
I hope so. They're doing a debut show May 9th, so hopefully this will be out before then. I hope, and if not, hopefully it went well.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
It's called Nuclear Heat Wrestling, and they want to do every show for a certain charity or cause. So the first one in this debut show is Dogs Without Borders.
Love it.
They help foster, adopt out, get medical attention, deworm, all the cool stuff you do to stray dogs. They do that mostly in LA. They've helped over 4,000 dogs in the last few years.
But they probably forget about the whole borders thing, though.
Well, they have two
Do they
operations.
have any Mexican dogs?
They have overseas dogs that are
There you go.
in danger of being eaten or whatever, and so they work with people to adopt.
That's awesome.
Some of those dogs too. So
That's
they're
awesome.
they're an actual charity. So when people buy these VIP tickets and donate, it's fully tax write-off deal.
So you're hurting yourself for
hurting
the sake
myself
of the dogs.
for the sake of dogs. Yeah.
yeah,
That's pretty awesome.
How do you feel about me doing a half-star frog splash?
Can you do a
for
run-in?
dogs?
Do you need Santa?
Yeah, half
to
dog
propel you?
frog splash.
Dogs.
Can you do a run-in
Oh,
for
absolutely.
a dog? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm running for a dog.
So it's at a concert
That's super
venue.
awesome.
It's in LA. The thing I don't like about LA wrestling shows is they're all so far away and in weird spots.
Yeah, true.
And kind of have the same people on every show. Half the lineup. So we're doing something different. We're bringing in kind of strange people and some cool LA up and coming awesome dudes like Brody King.
Sure, yeah,
who's
yeah.
tearing it up everywhere. That kind of Taya Valkyrie is going to be wrestling on it. Some people I can't tell you, but it's at a cool concert venue in LA. So
That's awesome.
We're hoping it does well. Yeah.
Also, speaking of other animal charities.
Triple H? Is it
Is
Triple
Is that
H?
who you can't tell us?
Yeah,
Is it Ronda Rousey?
Is it Ronda
I
Rousey?
Did you guys steal Rousey?
Oh! You should have seen his hands.
He
He
just
put his
passed
hands
out.
up.
That means he doesn't know.
I'm gonna hold his head up real quick.
Just thinking about her medical exam.
Ryan, do you know what I just realized? And this will only be funny to us, but me and Sean DiPasquale, who folks might know as the editor of Bunny Ears, had another podcast called Cabin Boys.
Mm-hmm.
You came on it and played a character named Derry. Do you remember that Derry used to faint out of nervousness?
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Oh,
This is a recurring theme in
that's
your
pretty
life,
funny.
the randomly passing out thing.
That's so
Because
funny.
as soon as I just said he passed out, I was like, I've been here before.
that's the
Yeah.
inspiration.
I've been on a microphone before making fun of Ryan for passing
Oh
out.
yeah, but he would pass out at the slightest
Oh, it
mention.
was anything sexual.
Anything sexual.
No, it wasn't sexual. Anytime people were married, he would faint.
Yeah. Well,
If you said the word husband or wife, he would faint.
it was also things like any kind of stimulation, like I like rock music. Whoa.
Yeah.
It was like
Oh god.
It was too much for him.
you had to keep
handle.
it very calm around him.
Speaking of other animal charities, real quick, you love sharks in a weird way that like most people don't know about you, I think, or would fathom.
I like sharks. Yeah.
You love sharks.
That also sounds sketchy.
Hey man, on paper, I'm
That's
pretty
really
good.
on net.
Hey man, here's 2 things you need to know. You're gonna need to know about me. I'm gonna be trouble, and I fucking love sharks.
In a weird way.
Ready to play with fire.
Sharks.
Well, literally, I walked in and said I should lay down while you take my blood, and they're like, no, you'll be fine. And then when I passed out,
We get it, man.
someone else came in and was like, why didn't you say you should lay down? And I'm like, I did.
Listen,
should sue
dude,
them.
we're teasing because you showed us your weakness.
Yeah, that's a mistake, bro.
That's a
It's
mistake.
so
Never do it
frustrating when
again.
you tell people
Yeah.
specifically to
Yep.
like, hey, listen, I know this about myself, and they go, no, you don't.
No, you don't.
You
Yeah.
don't know you like we know
Yeah,
you.
Daniel,
You're like,
son, don't show me your weakness.
Other than loving animals and fainting a lot, you're also a comedy writer, right? You've worked on a bunch of shows.
Well,
You worked-
most recently, BunnyEars.com.
there
yes,
you go.
yes.
And everyone also, speaking of your friend Piper Nemeth, who you transcribed that article for, he's
Piper
doing
Jackson.
Pepper Jackson.
I like to call him Piper Nemeth, but
he's
I
a
feel like
clan.
you're basically family.
Yeah,
Yeah, you
we're
guys
close, very
are
close.
almost one and the same.
He's been putting out some YouTube videos lately to kind of get his workout method out there.
He's out there. He's on YouTube. Piper Jackson. He's on Twitter. He's on Facebook. He's got these videos everywhere, and they are
Who's the guy who's in them with it? Chet? What's Chet's name?
Chet Parker's.
Yeah.
Did he ask about me?
Regional CrossFit.
Did Chet Parker's ask about
qualifier.
me?
Did he ask about me?
He's not a big deal. Why are you? He's just some guy with a mustache.
Mack
Cool.
loves mustaches.
Oh yeah.
It goes deep. It goes deep, guys. We play a game here on the show, Mr. Nemeth.
About needles.
No, you said you listen to every episode of this podcast.
Yep.
You love it the most, and we have a little game we like to do.
You know how I love podcasts.
It's the clock game. I think Mack versus Ryan.
You know this,
is a good.
right? Where I'll hit my clock, and then your clock goes down.
He'll say a
so-
thing.
Man, dude.
And then we'll say a thing, and then my clock goes down. Whoever runs down to 0 loses.
So there's two things that jump to mind, but I think in keeping,
I'm thinking things associated with water.
we've done that one already.
No, we haven't.
Yes, we have on the
is
Brenda
it?
Song Matt Bennett episode.
Okay. Well, because this guy, like, he
loves
knows the river
he loves
water guy.
but he also knows animated characters. He
Animated
also
characters.
knows-
We've already done that.
What about Simpsons characters? Do you think you can get an entire round out of Simpsons characters?
That's a good amount.
I think we can do this.
How
it'll be
about just animals?
Just name
Animals.
animals.
You love
Animals.
animals.
I do love animals.
Just name animals.
There we go. Just name animals.
I name it. I press it.
Name it, press
Yeah.
it, and he'll send it back.
And then boom.
Yep.
Exactly.
2 minutes on the
animal?
clock. Any kind of
let's do
animal.
this.
Bunny ears on, gentlemen. Not that they weren't on already.
Oh yeah.
If you could pass Ryan his official bunny ears that he
This
took off
is-
for a
Pink or
moment.
blue?
Well, I was wearing it the whole rest of the time.
Pink or blue? Of course he was wearing
pink's,
it the whole
pink's
time.
great, right?
Yeah.
Pink. Yeah.
Yeah.
Take it off before it suits you.
Think pink.
Think pink, bro. Pink is my favorite color. Pink is my
Who
favorite
said
lover.
Think pink. What was
Pink.
Pink Panther?
Oh, I thought it was the artist Pink.
Oh, I love pink.
Anything else about Pink? Pinkberry? Anyone?
I went to see Pink with Rusev in Tampa. We were losing our minds.
I'm thinking about one in the stink.
One of the stink. There you go.
Yeah.
Speaking of Rusev, do you know?
He
why-
also loves Dr. Nick.
Well, does he? Do you know why he won't answer any of Mack's challenges at this point? You're buddies with him.
Is he scared?
Oh, he's maybe scared.
Isn't he scared?
He
I-
offered to
I-
challenge him in a Lawrence of Arabia basket match.
Yeah, a Lawrence of Arabia basket
You know,
match.
every time I bring you up to him, he passes out.
right?
And he's
That
warned
makes
me,
sense.
but I think, no, you'll be fine this time.
He says, "Let me
you know
lay
what?
down
Hold
before
up
you
his
bring
head.
up Macaulay Culkin." Get bronze.
Too heavy. His head weighs 100 pounds.
Let's go, gentlemen.
Okay, any animal.
Any animal.
You say it and then you hit it and
Okay.
shiblank.
I
start us
start
off.
it?
Yeah, you start us off.
Say it and then hit it.
Say
Right?
it, then hit it. Yes.
Water bear,
Bear,
grizzly bear,
black bear,
polar bear,
lions,
brown bear,
tigers,
koala,
goldfish,
piranha,
jellyfish,
eel,
cobra.
rattlesnake.
Oh, I was gonna say that.
That's pretty good.
Dang it. Beaver,
Shih Tzu,
otter.
bull weevil. Count or no?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. We'll go full insects. It's like cicada.
Okay, that's pretty good. Honeybee,
Oh, nice. Housefly,
Africanized killer bee,
horsefly.
shoe fly,
Oh.
fruit fly. Shoe fly's not
There you
fly.
go. That works.
Don't bother me.
Mosquito.
Hornet,
We said bee. No, bee.
normal bee, yellow jacket,
Oh, there you go. Okay, I see what you're doing. Army ant.
red ant. No, fire ant? Red ant.
Yeah.
Shit.
Fire ant.
I'm a little
There you go.
controversial.
It works. No, it's-
Millipede.
Yeah, centipede.
That's pretty good.
You're
cow.
Oh, yeah. Lamb.
Chicken.
Goat.
Goat. I was gonna say goat. Damn. Cat.
Rooster.
Eagle.
Duck.
How about a minnow?
Mallard.
Clocks are basically the same, folks.
How
Max
about
got a slight
a
lead.
white shark?
You said great white shark?
Yeah, yeah,
hammerhead
yeah.
shark.
Okay, that's a pretty good shark. Whale shark.
Tiger shark.
Mako shark. Tiger shark.
Yeah, I likes. What's that gnarly looking one? Never mind.
Dogfish.
Let me
Sawtooth
get,
shark.
yeah, let me get out of the air. A pigeon.
Pigeon. A sparrow.
Dove.
Blue jay.
Robin.
Lemon shark.
Loves the sharks. Blue whale.
Did you say turkey yet?
No.
Turkey.
Yeah. Sperm whale. Sperm.
What about a gray whale?
Yeah, that works. It's okay. You get that one.
That's the end of my whales, I think.
Algae.
Trout. Algae?
Yeah, algae. Great. Krill.
Krill, you said?
Yeah.
A humpback whale. You said that or no?
Yeah, I already did.
You said it. Penguin.
Shrimp.
Shrimp's pretty good. Tuna? Tuna.
Yeah. Prawn.
Same as shrimp or different?
Different.
The different?
different.
Okay. The bottom of the ocean, the big fat one.
Clock's
The,
going. Your clock's going.
What do you call those guys? Catfish.
Crab.
Lobster.
Langoustine.
Water spider.
Nice. Lice.
Python?
Yeah, sure. Earworm.
Viper.
Sure. I mean, that's general, but yes.
Oh, shouldn't.
It's okay. All
right.
A chimpanzee.
Max got a 40-second lead.
Copperhead snake.
Baboon.
Gorilla.
Orangutan.
10 seconds for
Little
Ryan's
house
clock.
cat.
It's a
The little house cat.
You're a little house cat.
Little house cat.
Oh yeah,
house cat.
You said,
Normal size one.
Bluebird? Anyone say that?
Yeah, sure. No. A dachshund.
Then we're down.
Beagle?
Ryan's down to 5 seconds on his clock.
Labrador Retriever.
5, 4,
German Shepherd.
3,
Golden Retriever.
2, 1.
Time.
Mac wins it.
Oh, sweet. Good job.
That was a good game. Yeah.
That's pretty fun.
Ryan, we found out where people can find Piper Jackson online. Where can people find you online? What are you doing? Where can they find your live shows?
Mostly Twitter is where everything kind of comes back to. So it's Hot Young Briley, which is my wrestling name. Everything's on there. It comes back to that.
You're about to say old wrestling name, and then you realized you're currently wrestling under that name.
That's my old name.
Your old name? So Hot Young Briley on the interwebs.
Yeah, everything comes out of there.
And there's like videos and wrestling things and
musings. Everything I'm doing is on there. Yeah.
And you're also a personal trainer.
Mm-hmm.
And you offer your services on
to the stars.
To the stars.
Yeah.
And to general public, right?
Get a hold of him on his Briley.
Hit me up, bro.
Hit him up, bro. Stu, where are you at?
At Suave Adventure on Instagram and Twitter.
That's it?
Yeah, that's
it,
all
you're at?
Yeah.
You're in Columbus, Ohio often?
I am in Columbus, Ohio.
Yeah,
look him up if you're there.
Cruise, Columbus, Ohio.
Find him at the airport.
Yeah, find him at the airport.
Is there an airport?
Good old CMH, yeah.
There's an airport? It's that big of a city?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Sure.
Good for you.
It's a
guys.
giant
Thank
college.
you.
There's
Thank
a
you.
humongous university there.
OSU,
That is.
baby.
Good for you. Mac, where you at on the webs?
At Incredible Culk on Twitter and at Culkamania on the Instas.
Catch that Culkamania. I'm on the things at Camel Toad. This podcast is on Twitter at Bunny Ears Pod, Instagram at Bunny Ears Podcast. Go to bunnyears.com, buy some merch. We got some cool podcast t-shirts. And also, as always, you can call us. Our phone number is 845 EZE Hoax. That's right, 845 EZE Hoax. Leave a voicemail. We might play it at the end of the show. And that's basically Bunny Ears for this week. Ryan Nemeth.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks, Nemeth.
Thanks,
Look,
man.
I know, yeah.
Gentleman and a scholar.
You're both awesome and large.
You're awesomely large.
That's making me a little queasy.
There he goes.
Let me hold your head.
Mac,
Hold his head up.
what do we do at the end of every show, buddy?
Try to suck too many dicks, and if you do, send pics to Nemeth.
And try not to pass out while you're doing it, right? You know? You're getting dick pics,
Game
bro.
changes when you pass out.
Outro.
Find me, gag me, take me to the bunny ranch. Find me,
Matt, great show. All right. We know we have the Professor and Gilligan. We know who his professor is. Stuart is back. That is right. It is about time. We need more of Stuart P. Miller of Columbus, Ohio. Find him on social media. And by the way, a Stuart spin-off podcast. Who does not want more Stuart P. Miller in their ear holes? We all do. Peace out. There's another one.
Saying hello from Ohio, and we forgive you, and we love you, even though we're from Ohio.
Greetings from a fellow Ohioan. Now, I can't say what it's like living up in them city folk areas up in Columbus, Ohio, but here down in southeastern Ohio, we're all just a bunch of fucking rednecks, and it's the worst. I hate Ohio. Please save me.
Hey. Hi. We're just two girls that love your podcast. Love. We're on a business trip, and it's late, and we're smoking. And we've been on a business trip for 4 days. 4 days. And we just wanted to say that, Matt, we think you're adorably cute, and if we weren't married with children, and you're a Jewish boy from New York, and I'm a Jewish girl from California. But we gotta go. I think we get along. We gotta go. Okay. We love you. Suck some dick. Bye. Love ya.
A Bunny Ears LLC production.
You are freaking lumberjack!